You hatch from an egg, somewhere in the Indian Ocean. Your mother releases you and thousands of your siblings into the water all at once, and within seconds the current scatters everyone in different directions. You're a larva now, barely visible, and drifting with your thin legs pushing you through the water in short bursts. Around you, your siblings spin and tumble as the current pulls them away, and within minutes you can't see any of them anymore. Then something large moves through the water nearby. It's a small fish, and it swims straight through the space where dozens of your siblings are drifting. Its mouth opens and closes in quick snaps, swallowing them whole without slowing down. You're too far to the side, so it passes you completely and disappears into the blue. You need to get away from the surface where everything can see you, so you stop pushing upward and let your body sink deeper into the water. The light fades as you drop, and fewer shapes move around you now. You drift for hours, carried by the current with nothing to do but wait. Then your body starts to feel wrong. Your shell tightens across your back, and your legs stop moving the way they should. The pressure builds until your back splits open, and you pull yourself out of the old shell, leaving it behind as it floats away. Your new body is soft and exposed, but it starts to harden after a few minutes, and then you can move again. You keep drifting through the open water with your legs pushing in slow rhythm. Below you, larger shapes move through the dark, too far away to see clearly but close enough to make you pull your legs in tight. You sink lower, away from them, and the water around you goes still. You're 3 weeks old now. Your body has changed shape multiple times since you hatched, and now your legs work differently than they did before. Something pulls you towards shallower water, so you start swimming in that direction with your legs pushing harder than usual. The water around you becomes lighter as you rise, and then rocks appear below you covered in algae and broken coral. You need something to protect your soft body, so you search the rocks until you spot an empty snail shell wedged between two stones. You crawl inside and your body curls to fit the shape, with your back pressing against the smooth interior. The shell is heavy, but you can move with it, so you start walking across the rocks with your legs gripping the uneven surface. Then the water becomes too shallow to swim through, so you keep crawling forward until your legs touch something that isn't rock. It's sand, and beyond that the water stops completely. You climb out onto the wet shore with the shell still on your back, and your legs adjust to the weight of your body without water holding you up. That's when a shadow drops over you. A seabird lands a few steps away and tilts its head, watching you. You pull your legs and claws inside the shell completely, pressing yourself as far back as you can go. The bird steps closer and pecks at the opening, but its beak can't reach you inside. It tries twice more, then loses interest and walks away down the beach. You wait until it's gone, then crawl back out and start moving inland. You spot something brown and soft near a piece of driftwood, so you move toward it and grab it with your claws. It's a piece of rotting leaf mixed with wet sand, and you tear small pieces off and eat them. That's your first meal on land. You keep moving forward, away from the water, and ahead of you the trees start where the sand ends. You're 2 months old now. The shell on your back cracks along the sides, making it harder to pull your legs in when you need to hide. You need a bigger one, so you start searching the beach with your claws digging into the sand as you walk. After a while, you find another empty shell half buried near a piece of driftwood, and this one is larger than yours. You position yourself next to it and pull your body out of the old shell, then quickly slide into the new one before anything can attack your exposed back. The new shell fits better, with more room for your body to curl inside. Now you need to find food, so you move toward the trees where the ground changes from sand to dirt. A palm tree trunk rises ahead of you, and you walk up to it and grip the bark with your claws. You start climbing, pulling yourself upward one step at a time, but then your back claw slips, and you fall onto the ground below. You land on your side with the shell taking most of the impact, then flip yourself back onto your legs. You try again, climbing slower this time, but you fall a second time after getting only slightly higher. On the third attempt, you make it to a low branch and stop there to rest. That's when you spot something nearby. It's an old coconut husk with pieces of white flesh still stuck to the inside. You move toward it and start tearing at the flesh with your claws, pulling small chunks free and eating them. The taste is different from anything you've eaten before, and something in your body reacts to it. Then another crab appears on the same branch. It's smaller than you, and it starts moving toward the coconut husk. You turn to face it and raise both claws up high, spreading them wide. The other crab stops, watches you for a moment, then backs away and climbs down the tree. You return to the coconut and keep eating, but the shell on your back already feels tight again, and you'll need to find another one soon. Skip forward a bit and you're 6 months old now. Your shell is too tight again, pressing hard against your back every time you move. You've been searching for a bigger one for days, but every empty shell you find is either too small or already taken by another crab. The pressure keeps building until you can't keep searching anymore, so you find a gap between two large rocks and crawl inside where nothing can see you. You need to get out of this shell even if you don't have a replacement, so you start pulling your body backward. Your soft abdomen comes out first, then your legs, and finally you're free with the old shell lying empty beside you. But now you're completely exposed with nothing to protect your back. Your abdomen is soft and vulnerable, so you press yourself against the rock and wait while your body begins to change. After a few hours, your abdomen starts to harden. The soft tissue calcifies and thickens, forming a protective layer that wasn't there before. You can move again without needing to curl into a shell, so you step out from between the rocks and test your new body. That's when you spot movement nearby. A rat appears from behind a fallen log and moves toward you with its nose low to the ground. It gets closer, so you raise both claws up and spread them wide to make yourself look bigger. The rat stops and watches you, trying to decide if you're worth the risk. You take a step forward with your claws still raised, and the rat's body tenses. Then it turns and runs back toward the log, disappearing into the brush beyond it. You lower your claws and start walking toward the tree line. Your body feels different now, lighter without the shell weighing you down. Your back is armored on its own, and you don't need to search for new shells anymore. Ahead of you, the palm trees rise higher than you've ever climbed before, and the coconuts hang near the top where the branches thin out. You're 1 year old now. You've been climbing higher each day, and today you reach the top of a palm tree where the branches spread out in all directions. The coconuts hang in clusters near the trunk, and you move toward the closest one. It's still attached, so you grip it with both claws and start tearing at the thick outer husk, pulling away strips of fiber until the hard shell underneath shows through. You work at it for hours, using your claws to crack through the shell piece by piece until it finally splits open and the white flesh inside becomes accessible. You start eating, tearing chunks away with your claws and pulling them into your mouth. This is what you've been searching for, and your body reacts to it differently than any other food you've eaten before. After you finish, you climb down and start walking through the area, marking the trees and ground as you move. You drag your legs through the dirt and scrape your claws against the bark, leaving signs that other crabs can recognize. This space belongs to you now, and you need to make sure everyone knows it. Then another crab appears between the trees. It's larger than you with claws that look thick and heavy, and it walks straight toward the palm tree you just climbed. You move to block its path with your claws raised, and it stops to look at you. For a moment, neither of you moves, but then it steps forward again. So you charge. Your claws collide with its claws, and both of you push hard, trying to force the other backward. You twist to the side and strike again, catching it across the front leg and making it stumble. It recovers quickly and swings back, but you duck low and come up underneath with both claws gripping its body. Then you lift and flip it onto its back, and it lands hard on the ground with its legs scrambling in the air. It rolls over and gets back onto its feet, then turns and walks away through the trees without looking back. You stay where you are and watch it leave. This part of the forest is yours now, and you've proven you can keep it. Skip forward and you're 3 years old now. Your body has grown massive, weighing more than most dogs and stretching nearly half a meter across. Your claws are thick and powerful, strong enough to lift your entire body off the ground when you climb. You're walking through your territory when a female appears from behind one of the palm trees. She's smaller than you but not afraid, and she walks toward you instead of away. You need to show her your strength, so you raise your body as high as your legs can lift it and extend both claws out to their full width. She stops and watches you, and then she moves closer instead of running. You lower yourself back down and she walks right up to you, so close that your claws almost touch her shell. You stay still and let her come, and then the mating happens quickly without any fighting or chasing. After a few minutes, she turns and starts walking away from you. You follow behind her, keeping some distance but staying close enough to see where she goes. She moves through the trees and heads toward the beach, walking past the point where you normally stop. She keeps going until she reaches the wet sand near the water, and then she walks straight into the ocean. The waves push against her body as she moves deeper, and then she stops where the water covers most of her shell. You watch from the dry sand as she releases thousands of tiny eggs into the water, letting them drift away with the current. The eggs scatter in all directions, carried out toward the open ocean where you started your own life years ago. She stays there for a while, then turns and walks back onto the beach. You return to the trees before she reaches the dry sand. She'll go her own way now, and you'll stay here in the territory you've built. The eggs will hatch somewhere far from this island, and the larvae will drift just like you did, with most of them dying before they ever reach land. You're 8 years old now. Your territory has stayed secure for years, and most crabs avoid this area completely because they know you're here. You're hungry, so you start climbing one of the tallest palm trees to reach a coconut near the top where the branches thin out and bend under your weight. You grip the trunk with your claws and pull yourself up step by step, moving past the lower branches until you reach the cluster of coconuts hanging near the crown. You grab the closest one and start tearing at the husk, but then something moves above you. A python is coiled around the branch just beyond the coconut, and before you can react, it strikes forward with its mouth open. The fangs sink into your shell near where your leg connects to your body, and venom pumps into the wound. You swing your crusher claw up and grab the snake's body behind its head, then squeeze as hard as you can. The snake releases its bite and tries to wrap itself around you, coiling its body across your back and legs. But you shift your grip and catch it again closer to the middle, then crush down with enough force to break through its scales and muscle. The snake thrashes once and then goes still, so you pull it free from your body and let it drop. It hits the branches below and then falls all the way to the ground. You start climbing down, but your injured leg moves slower than the others, and the venom makes your whole body feel heavy. You reach the bottom and find a hole between two large rocks where nothing can reach you, then crawl inside and stop moving. You stay there for 3 days without eating, and your leg swells up where the fangs went through. After a while, the swelling goes down and you can move again, so you crawl back out and start searching for food. But your leg is still stiff, and you walk differently now because of it. The wound has closed, but the damage stays, and you'll carry it with you from now on. You're 12 years old now. The injury from the python never fully healed, and your damaged leg slows you down when you climb or walk through your territory. Younger crabs have started pushing into the edges of your space, and you don't chase all of them away anymore because the effort takes too much out of you. You still hold the center where the best palm trees grow, but the area is smaller than it used to be. Then a massive male appears between the trees. He's larger than you with thick claws and no visible injuries, and he walks straight toward your main coconut tree without stopping. You need to defend what's yours, so you move to block his path with your claws raised. He stops and looks at you, then keeps walking forward. You charge at him, but your bad leg makes you move slower than you should. His claws meet yours, and the impact pushes you backward. You try to hold your ground, but he strikes again before you can recover and hits your weak side where the python bit you years ago. Your leg gives out and you stumble, so he uses that moment to grab your body with both claws and lift you completely off the ground. Then he slams you down into the dirt with enough force to crack part of your shell. You try to get back up, but your legs won't push hard enough to lift your weight. He positions himself over you and closes one claw around your body where the shell is already broken. The pressure increases until the shell breaks further and splits open, and then he squeezes harder. Your legs stop moving, and your claws drop to the ground beside you. He releases his grip and walks away toward the coconut tree, leaving you where you fell. Your body stays there beneath the palm tree you've defended for years, and within hours, other crabs appear from the surrounding forest. They move toward you slowly, and by the next day they've already begun tearing pieces away. Life as a coconut crab might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.